Ready for our next convention tour? Today we're going to be talking about Wondercon. It started off going by the Wonderful World of Comics convention, so it just kind of got shortened to Wondercon. Wondercon is an annual comic book convention, pop culture, arts, movies, you know, that whole spiel, comic book meaning pop culture. Anyways, it started in 1987 and it started in San Francisco in the Bay Area. Up until 2011, it was held in San Francisco, but they decided that their arena was too small for the growing number of attendees. So what they did is in 2012, they moved it down to Anaheim, California. And that was actually the first year that I started going to Wondercon, was when it was closer to my hometown. Right now they're currently expanding the convention center in San Francisco and they're not sure when the convention is going to be moved back up. But even for the plans for 2014, Wondercon is still going to be down in Anaheim. The convention center there holds about 30,000 people and it has been selling out for the past 2 years that it's been down there. Tickets are not on sale for 2014 yet. I'm assuming they're going to be soon because it's going to be in April. Well, that is one thing I don't like about Wondercon, is that it's always held on Easter weekend. It is a 3-day convention, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And again, you can buy a full weekend pass or you can buy just the individual days. And since WonderCon is actually the same family of conventions as San Diego Comic-Con, you have to register for the con on the San Diego Comic-Con website. I want to say the tickets sell out semi-quickly. It's not like in the first 24 hours they all sell out. No, but I say within a few days, maybe a week, you're not going to be able to get the tickets after they go on sale. As far as picking up the tickets goes, again, everything is on site. Nothing is mailed to you. Okay, parking passes. Parking is kind of expensive down there. The convention center is right next to Disneyland. So saying that, there is lots of parking that you'll be able to find because you can park in any of the Disneyland lots, but you do have to pay for them. Okay, on to transportation. As I said, most of the parking structures you have to pay for because it's right next to the Disneyland Resort, but any of the shuttles either to the convention center or to Disneyland are all free. Hotels. Again, I have no personal experience with hotels, so my dad actually lives in Anaheim. We live like 10 minutes from Disneyland, so like 11 minutes from the convention center. So during the WonderCon weekend, I just stay at his house. But I will mention this. Because it is so close to Disneyland, all the hotels are insanely expensive all of the time. What to expect total? It's a pretty large convention center and it's a pretty large con as far as attractions and things going on go. It is a little more comic based, and like by that I mean Marvel and DC, not necessarily comic book, but like TV shows based on comics, movies based on comics, rather than getting so broad with pop culture and like other TV shows and everything. More comic focused, but there is a lot of everything else. I do want to side note here about what to expect is that this convention center is right next to Disneyland. There is a lot of traffic and a lot of people walking around. Panels. Most of the panels are going to be just guest speakers and spotlights on actors or voice actors, actresses, whatever. I think in 2012 they had their biggest panel of Arrow, where they actually had the cast, the writers, the director, everything, and that was pretty big, but still nowhere near as big as any of the panels in San Diego Comic-Con. And for the panels, there were no lines. We literally walked right in and we were kind of in the stands kind of far away, but we got excellent seats, so it didn't really matter. No waiting in line whatsoever, and that was the biggest panel of the year. The Masquerade. Just like San Diego Comic-Con, WonderCon also has a Masquerade, probably because it's the same family of conventions. The Masquerade is pretty much the costume contest, the skit contest, whatever. Other conventions call it by different names, but here it's known as the Masquerade. It's Saturday night and it's after the convention closes. So they boot everyone out of the dealer's room, out of the floor, and you go into this side area. It's like an arena. I don't know if it's the basketball arena. I don't know, but there's like a floor and it's got stands that goes up the walls with lots of seats. We left the dealer's room as it closed. We didn't line up early. There was a little bit of a line to the Masquerade, but when we got in, we were sitting in the front row, and we were like on the very edge of the front row, but it was great seats, so you don't have to line up super early or anything. The Masquerade itself is very entertaining. It's not as elaborate as San Diego Comic-Con, but what I didn't expect was I actually saw a lot of the same skits at WonderCon be repeated at Comic-Con. And there's no really grand prize money like a lot of other conventions. I think you earn like a free ticket to the convention next year. Like, it's not super amazing prizes, But still, using the same costumes and the same act to try to get the same prizes if you didn't get them the first time, I don't know what the rules are. It's just, I didn't think it was right, I guess. Lastly, costume wearing notes. To be honest guys, I have never worn a full out costume to WonderCon. But a lot of people do, so I actually kind of feel out of place when I'm not wearing a costume. It's not overly hot outside. I mean, it's a little hot because it's spring, but not much. To even wear an extravagant costume inside or outside, you're gonna be fine. The only thing to keep in mind is the walk from one of the Disneyland parking lots to the convention center. It's kind of far, especially if you're not at a bus trolley stop. I don't know what my excuse is. I've never worn a full-out costume. I think that about wraps it up. All in all, it's a great convention. I've loved the past 2 years that I've gone, and I really look forward to going in 2014. Peace. One of my New Year's resolutions is to keep these videos shorter. I don't know, I just have so much information, especially in tutorial videos, which I know it's kind of hard to cut down, but I'm trying to get most of my videos to like the 5-7 minute mark instead of like the 9-10 minute mark. I'm trying really hard, okay? My bird is going in the drawer. Right there's a bird. Bird! What are you doing in the drawer? He likes to play in there. It's his favorite place in my room.